You're up in the sky, I'll carry you home, home to the mountaineers. And soon, my friend, you'll see them again, the ones you left behind, the ones you left behind. And I'll sing for you all the way home. But why does it feel like home isn't home? I've been in this war too long. It's in the air that I breathe, oh, it's in the trees. It shivers down my spine. It shivers down my spine. I just sing my song as I walk through the gate. And there she stands just like before, but she doesn't look the same. The fear in her eyes, I've seen it before, and she can't recall my name. No, she can't recall my name. And so I sing to her as I fall. A shimmering light as I hit the ground. Her lover had a gun. Now it's you that I see, home of the brave. Oh, how you bother me. Oh, the things you let me see. But still I sing for you my last song. Oh, my last song. Oh, I'll sing for you my last song. You're up in the sky, I'll carry you home, home to the mountaineers. And soon, my friend, you'll see them again, the ones you left behind, the ones you left behind. And I'll sing for you all the way home.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Beserkr. It's episode number 6 and also the finale. More. Imagine that. I do not have an intro for you this week, unfortunately.
Come on!
I don't.
Come on, guys!
the only one that I've been properly... I did reject one. Because I felt it didn't have enough to it.
Okay.
It was basically someone sent me a message and said, "Hey, Sheepy, really like the last intro. Here's something I want you to read out on the next intro." And I was like, "Okay." And I looked at it, and it was like, "What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me?" I was like, is this the Boy Meets World theme song? And he's like, no, you fucking savage, it's the Wonder Years. And I was like, that's not any better. Like,
well, I mean, you may have rejected it, but I think you just gave them exactly what they were looking for.
Yeah,
though, so,
yeah. And
I think we got a kick out of it either way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that one doesn't count, so now you're gonna have to do another one anyway, because you said you rejected it, even though you did it. So
the only other one I've been threatened with is someone says they want to make me read out the entire Shrek script, and I'm like,
oh my god!
I'm like,
come on, Shrek 2, Shrek 2.
You gotta put stipulations on this, man.
Yeah.
Like, if there's a fucking limit, chat's gonna push it to that.
Yeah, time. I know. It's like there's no way I can read out the entire Shrek script in an intro to the show.
It's like the people who say, speaking is a free action in D&D, so I can recite the entirety of whatever the fuck I want in one round for free. And like, no, that's not how that works.
But yeah. So if you are a patron and you'd like to throw me something, like a dumb parody ad read, or just literally crapping on me and the channel and the shows in a comedic way, which I feel like happened last week, really, a little bit. Yeah, feel free to get in contact with me over the email or the Discord and stuff. I'll do my best to do it, but if you're just going to send me lyrics to one of your favorite TV show intro themes, I may not do it, because I don't understand the point of it. It's very weird. Aside from that, hello, welcome, wandering in. We have a Discord, we have a Twitter, we have coughing fits. We have a Discord, we have a Twitter where you can go to get notifications when the shows are going to go live, which is going to become even more important because, as things stand, we are getting to the cusp of 2 shows funded on the Patreon. So yeah, looking forward to it. We're already starting to record a few shows, so we've got a little bit of a backlog to put out. Once the threshold is met, and it stays there for a little while, because I don't like, as much as I'd appreciate people being like, oh, we're almost there, I'll be a patron for a month and then we'll unlock the second show. It kind of defeats the purpose if it goes directly back a month later and suddenly I'm running 2 shows and bleeding out my wallet. So it'll have to lock there for a little while as well, so keep that in mind. Don't just impulse. Don't impulse pledge. Aside from that, the Patreon exists. We have, coming up this Saturday, we have the first campaign session for the Patreon game being GM'd by me. They are going to be pirates, and already we have an eclectic group of people. The characters, that is, not the players. All the players are completely bizarre. There's no eclecticness to it. None of them are normal. But yes.
I mean, Sheepy attracts a certain type, if you haven't noticed. I mean, look at us.
Yes. No comment. And And of course, there is the website. If you want to go there, all of the shows that I've done are listed there. It's probably the easiest place to like find another show. You know, if you watch this one, if you watch some of my other ones, and you're like, oh, you know, I want to watch more. I want to see what else is available. All of the shows are up on the website. They're a bit easier to navigate than the YouTube channel, etc. But you know, there you are, if you want. Past that, I am reasonably certain. No, I'm not confident. I'm really hoping that the merch will be ready for the drop of the next show. And I won't announce cast yet, but I will announce what the show is. Which is, it is a show called Overgrown. It is going to be set in a world where animals are like people. You know, you've got the kind of avatar. Think like Robin Hood, the cartoon. You know, they're like you got foxes, but they can fire bow and arrow. They wear like Robin Hood. So, Redwall, if anyone knows Redwall, that type of vibe. And essentially, it's set in a world where the entirety of civilization collapsed when nature took over. Like nature exploded all over the continent, all over the world, and everything is overgrown with like trees and moss and etc. So yeah. Think like Warship Down meets The Last of Us.
It sounds like Full House Mouse Guard.
Yeah.
It's like Animal Farm meets The Last of Us, kind of, right?
Oh, God, yeah. I just love, like, so I was like, will you stop with the furry shit? I'm like, I don't think I've done that before, have I? You do it once.
You started it, now you need to stop it.
Yeah,
you don't even get to
it's
start
true,
it.
It's true.
I mean, if you're a Sonic the Hedgehog fan, you are the horniest furry that's on the internet. So yeah, I mean, that's all that is.
I did own a Sega Genesis / Mega Drive as a kid, and I did have the Sonic games. However, I'm not sure you can call yourself a Sonic fan if your favorite Sonic game was Sonic Spinball.
I don't think so. I think that makes you a pinball fan, not a Sonic fan.
which is ironic, because I never play pinball either.
Wasn't that like supposed to be like actually like a legit good game? Like Spinball was
Yeah,
actually good,
it was
but
a good
like
game. Yeah,
it's not Sonic.
that's not Sonic at all. No.
Yeah.
But yes. So Overgrown will not be next week. Let me just double check my. Oh, this may pop up on the. Ignore this. Yeah, so it should be in 2 to 3 weeks. That will be solidified and announced, but yeah, essentially 2 to 3 weeks will be when that is beginning premiering. So aside from that, I think I've covered everything I usually cover.
Go spend money on the Patreon. Fucking do it. I'll fight you.
Literally
I'll
5
fight
minutes.
you.
Literally 5 minutes earlier, I'm like, yeah, don't impulse, and then Goobs is like, yeah, go spend money.
Fucking do it.
Impulse.
You have disposable income? Well, you shouldn't. Give it to Sheepy.
You have disposable income, and you don't know what to do with it. Get into Warhammer minis. Then you won't have any money ever again.
I said spend your disposable income, not go into debt. Like, what the fuck?
Well, it's
very big difference there.
It's just preparing for future success, basically. It's like it means you'll never have disposable income in your life.
Why do you think Peachy is the way he is? Because he's no disposable income.
Is this
for all
Peachy you're
eternity.
talking about, or Sheepy now? Because
It could be either.
Peachy. Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what? I do have I'm AIM shirt on again.
Your Florida man shirt?
Yeah, my Florida man shirt. I swear I'm not doing it on purpose. It just happens to be like when it's fresh
Is
and
there
ready.
a Florida man in your house just like threatening you at all times to represent him like as much as possible? Is that happening?
Yes, I call him that dude who looks back at me when I stare out that weird window on my wall.
Chat, make sure to go spend your money on the Patreon today to help Sheepy get out of the Florida man house.
Remember, The cast needs diapers for all the upcoming shows, so you have to be careful. So remember that.
Right. Don't forget about the cast diapers. It's very important.
You know what's funny is like I feel like I was really sleep deprived or like ill or something when this cast diaper thing started, because I can't remember the origins of it at all.
You were in the bathroom.
You weren't here.
I was
You were in the bathroom.
That makes so much sense, because you've done this a few times. You know, like when you're at school and you're away because you were ill, and you come back and everyone is talking about this thing you have no idea about. Like, I've been feeling like that, and I've just been nodding along, like, yeah, diapers for cars, absolutely. I thought I just forgot, and I didn't want to.
No. I think the first time in the first episode you went to the bathroom, LZT declared that we need diapers because you run a tight ship and won't let the cast go to the bathroom.
Yeah, we're not allowed to go to the
Which
bathroom.
is a lie. You guys can go to the bathroom whenever you want. You goddamn know it.
There it goes, chat. There it goes lying again.
Yep.
It's true.
Your support can get us out of this hellhole into a bathroom, because God, we need it. It's been like 7 weeks, please.
A toilet chair for every cast member.
I could make that a goal.
I would highly advise against it.
Well, not only because the people would probably make it happen, but then you guys would all have to have chairs with toilets in them.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean, like, useful, but also probably not the most comfortable all the time, you know? I just want to go to the bathroom, chat. I don't need anything fancy. Just let me go pee, okay?
Also,
go pee.
we know that Sheepy's already looking for men. Telling them that they're required to sit on a toilet seat isn't going to help.
men, if you come on my show, I will get you a toilet seat. Come on my show, get a toilet seat. Trade deal.
I don't know if there's a clip system on YouTube, but it really needs it for what just happened.
There is.
Good God.
We also have we have like a regular meme channel on the Discord. We also have a wandering memes channel, where it's directly related to all of the people in the Discord and on the shows and stuff. So I can only imagine, like, at some point today, someone's gonna post up the trade deal meme with like toilet seat men. Toilet seats, men, sheepy.
We're not judging, Sheepy. We're not judging.
No. I mean,
I am.
Like, I am amazed that I have managed to have a couple of shows recently, which is predominantly guys. Like, every single show I've done has been 3 ladies minimum, 1 token dude, and then me there, like, just like, yeah, outnumbered. And bullied. Heavily bullied over many shows.
Dude, I've been on 2 shows for you now, and they're both, I mean, I guess that have come out, and it's been all guys. Like, both of them.
To be fair, the other one was intentionally all guys, because that's what I was trying to get. I was trying to break the curse. Not that women are a curse, but
Oh, great! And now we're canceled.
Read into that however you'd like, guys.
God damn it!
Someone clipped it, Sheepy.
Clips
have been made. Clips have been made.
I need you to DM that to me for.
Don't clip the second one. Don't clip the second one. So shall we get to the crux of why we are here?
Let's get to the last episode ever of anything wandering in before.
Which is clips and cancel farming. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cancel farming.
Yeah, have you ever seen like those creators who like every day they'd make a new video or clip or whatever about how they've been cancelled again? And you're just sitting there being like, it's been 3 years, my guy. Like, if you were going to be cancelled, I feel like it would have happened at this point, you know? Like,
didn't even know that there was a name for it, but now I do.
All that you're making me think about is Markiplier, his giant parts got sent out all over the internet over the weekend, and I'm like, if that, I mean, that's just gonna get him a bonus deal. It seems like.
Wait, Markiplier's junk is on the internet.
Yep, and he is.
There were potential subscribers for other people on YouTube, but now there's not.
God,
he can't get more attractive.
Hold up, everyone. The episode is on hold while everyone goes to Google.
No, we're playing this fucking game. God damn it.
It looks like he's not doing too bad for himself, and I say that.
Nikki, I hope that you saying "I got you" was in reference to you sending me the clip and not you sending me Markiplier's junk.
I think it was. Yeah.
Oh, that was a risky click in Discord. Okay, it was the clip. We're good.
You know what's funny is people are so thirsty for Markiplier that I can't find the legitimate penis. All I can find is people like...
You have to look for the last 48, 72 hours, Sheepy, and you might be able to find it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just realized.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Somewhere there is a picture of Markiplier's multiplier.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Also, I just want to point out that you knew almost immediately that his penis had been put on the internet. You also called him Mark the Plier.
Well, I maybe messed up his name. I don't know him as well. I just know that I know of him. I don't know his shit.
His penis is hereby referred to as Markiplier's multiplier. There we go.
I'm sorry for what I have done, chat. I am sorry.
I'm gonna keep an eye on his sub count to see what it does over the week.
I'm gonna
multiply
exponentially.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
To be fair, it was already a shower. Anyway,
I'm excited to see you transition from talking about Markiplier's junk to me and Rob literally killing each other.
Yep.
Finally, we'll get to see what happens when a grower meets a shower. The epitome of a rock meets a hard place.
I mean, I hope they're both hard, but just...
Oh my god, what is happening?
Is that what they'll call it when Dwayne Johnson's penis is finally revealed? It will be a rock. The Rock meets a hard place.
I mean, maybe
that was actually somewhat clever.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, Vikings killing each other. Fuck it, let's go.
Unbelievable.
So let's have a little bit of a recap before we plunge into it.
I'm glad this is just this is what the entire stream is about for CP, is this right here. He gets his laughs out. The rest of it's for you guys. But
yeah. This is just my I'm just sorry, I'm enjoying myself too much with this. So last week we had oh god, how am I supposed to remember what happened last week? We had the the remaining Vikings, of which I believe there's about 35 now at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Headed to the village, tried to interrogate the headman, who wasn't super forthcoming, but also possibly didn't know that much. Sven got frustrated, threatened to cut off his hand. A couple of people shouted out, but honestly, they didn't know that much. They couldn't give that much information. Question. I seem to remember, did the headman get killed?
Yeah.
Leaf,
I threw a knife into his face, and then Sven cut his head off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yes, that's right. So Sven cut his head off, dragged him outside, dragged him up to the tower outlooking over the palisade, threw his head and body over the palisade into the kind of just very open plain, little plain area surrounded by trees, and said, "Come and get it," which was an offering taken up by the resident god of the hunt, let's call them, who came to visit Sven in his dreams and was like, hey, this is my forest. I own this this area. This is my realm. I will give you safe passage if you make a sacrifice to me. And Sven was like, fuck you. I have some honor. Thank you very much. I'm not going to sacrifice my friends. And the god of the hunt said, how many of them are your friends? And and would you be willing to sacrifice the ones that aren't? And Sven said, okay, we got a deal.
Mm-hmm.
So currently speaking, Sven is all on board the send all of the others into the swamp, take my guys down south, and hopefully we can get out of this and back home. At the same time, our resident Wolfie lad, the god of blood and killing and martial combat and all that kind of thing, had been running around the forest, seeing to the last couple of wandering Vikings. He had a little bit of a stand-up, knockdown fight with the last Viking alive out in the woods, and was having a little bit of difficulty. Decided to give himself completely over to the blood, to the sensation, the joy of the kill and the hunt and the fight, and then ripped the poor lad in twain, and took up the mantle of resident. I'm not sure exactly what to call them, like low gods or like lapsed gods, maybe.
Demigod?
Yeah. God spirits, something along those lines. And we found out that there are 4 resident beings who are sacrificed to, who give boons to the people around here. Apparently they were bought somewhere far from the east. Off through Europe, Eastern Europe, maybe even further. They were brought here by people who were migrating and settled down in this quiet little village, and they carried on the shrines and the practices because it benefited them. They don't really understand it. They don't really understand precisely how it works. And after that, you headed back off to your realm, let's call it, to your territory, which is the mountains, the mines, yeah. The final part was a interesting conversation that happened, I believe, because Sheepy needed to pee. And started off with a basic debate on what to do next, and ended up with both Leaf and Sven basically saying, oh, I remember, you had the dream, you were going to leave, and Leaf was like, whoa, there's no reason to go outside. And you're like, yeah, there is, I want to betray everyone. And Leaf was like...
Yes, I said that verbatim.
Yeah, verbatim out loud, totally. Sven said, I just want to go outside, have a look around, and Leaf didn't want it to happen. Kind of tried to pull rank, and Sven was like, hey now, we're mercenaries, we're no longer getting paid, our boss is dead, I don't know this, but you killed our boss, and, yeah.
Just breaking the fourth wall, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
That's part of this fucking deal.
And
I think there's some. I think we got the builders in because there's quite a few walls coming down.
And essentially, they squared up to duel, which is where we left off last episode. So, around about now, we can probably do away with the melancholic No Way Home music, and shift over into something a bit more appropriate. So the camera will kind of do a cinematic like sweep over the village as both Sven and Leaf are just kind of squaring off, just getting ready. They are essentially main bits of like torso armor, etc., are being taken off, like being oiled up, like, you know, rubbed down, essentially ready for the fight. We are going to shift perspective momentarily, but before we do, in this build-up, I'm curious, what weapons are you taking? Like, essentially, you got sword, shield, axe, spear. I would say throwing knives are a no-no, just FYI. Although...
No.
It's a duel. You know, you also wouldn't be allowed a bow and arrow or a, you know,
My whole thing is throwing knives, sheepy.
Uh-oh, shouldn't challenge me.
Yeah, I mean, you're the one who's like, fuck it, let's duel. I'll rip you.
I'm taking my 2, like, hand axes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all little axes and little knives. I mean, I won't use them as I have knives that aren't throwing knives.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
it'll
yeah.
be yeah.
You can 100%.
I'm all dexterity based, so.
Okay. I would say, if needed, make adjustments if you haven't adjusted any of your combat skills. My thought would be like dodge, agility, maybe even block would be more Leaf's kind of thing, and like melee and brawling would be more Sven's kind of thing.
Yeah, I have I have dodge and then throw, and I don't know what else here. That's like melee probably go up a little more than, I don't know.
The only thing it's basically like, for me, top down, it's 50, 60, 50, 60, and then bow is 20, whatever. But 50 and 50.
Yeah. So I'd say 50s, 60s, like a cut, like maybe 160, 50, 55, etc. So
I do have 65 in dodge, but that's on the other list of stats, not the fighting list. Is that because I've used that before and we set that earlier on?
Okay.
Yeah, I think I just moved my dodge in the fighting part to be equal to the other dodge, which are both 60
Yeah,
for me.
that makes sense.
So.
Okay, I'll do the same.
Okay.
5. Okay.
So yeah, as I said, the camera kind of goes over this preparation, and as the Vikings like spread out, there's a little bit of like, you know, kind of like shuffling from the town hall as well. Like the remaining villagers are trying to see what's happening, and you know, hey, maybe you know what's interesting is I think the villagers themselves would probably be rooting for Sven, weirdly, because he's the one who didn't kill their headman. It doesn't make a difference, but
I guess I put him out of his misery, but then I sacrificed him. Oopsies.
And probably go down just very slightly right now. And just to shift over, the camera like flies across the forest over to the mountain, to the church, and kind of like goes down into the caves, like winding as it gets darker and darker, essentially into pitch black. Harold, after your transformation, after your
I'd like to call it my ascension,
yes,
if possible.
that's after your ascension.
Yes.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, honey.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if demigods sleep. So
you found your these beings, like whatever it is you have ascended to, they don't sleep, but they kind of like they almost like snooze, you know. They're almost like in that state between sleep and consciousness, where you can still be aware of being there. You know, you're not, your consciousness isn't gone. It's just kind of like a bit fuzzy, a bit kind of, you know.
okay.
That you were, let's call it, encouraged back to your domain, back to the mountains, where once you're there, you understand, like, this is a place that's like yours. This is a place that that has kind of been established. There are boundaries, and the swampland to the west, the forest to the south, and the sea, the coastline, all are not your domain. Like they're places you can go, but the other entities, the other beings, they have their own strengths, and they are stronger on their home turf, on their domain.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be confident. I think you could probably do it. You wouldn't be confident confronting them and like turfing them off their own land, basically.
Yeah. But are we like contentious, or is it like, hey, is it friendly rivalry, or is it stay the fuck off my land or I'm gonna kill you?
I would say the relationship is similar to a lot of pantheons. So it's a mix of like familial like bonded, but at the same time a lot of fighting, a lot of hostility, a lot of suspicion. So
Cool. So basically, we're Denmark and Sweden. We fight amongst each other, but when someone else arrives, we go, okay, kill those guys first.
and Norway and Finland. Yeah.
We're all our contentious old club, and then someone from the outside comes in, and we go, "What the fuck did you just say? Get in, lads!"
So the one thing I would say is, with that relationship of Scandinavia in mind, currently, if you think about the flags of the lions for the coat of arms for all of those countries, you're currently Finland.
Oh,
the lion with the sword through its head, like you're new.
Good.
I don't know if anyone's seen that image, but I love that image.
It's an amazing image.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
I'm sorry to shit on Finland again.
Saatana perkele ojittu. Okay, I'm in character though.
But your coat of arms has a lion with a sword through its own head, so I mean, what are you doing? But yeah, no,
I'm finished. I have to be drunk.
Oh, that's true. And it's appropriate because you're drunk at what's probably like 3 a.m, yet it's still light outside. Anyway.
From the wilds of Savolax in the middle of fucking nowhere in Finland.
So
have to go buy more vodka.
Essentially, currently speaking, you are, and you can even feel this yourself. Like, you're new, you're unfamiliar with how things work. Like, you get kind of a sense of certain things. I would say, currently speaking, you're aware in a very like toned down way. You're aware of a kind of like activity in the forest. The hunter is up to something, but you're not sure what. You get the sensation like you can go to the forest, you can wander the forest. Right now, you are essentially like, consider yourself like a cloud of smoke, or like a little bit of dust in the mine somewhere. Like you can go out, you can manifest, and you can walk along. But once you go out into the forest and etc., you're likely either going to be confronted, or just straight on like get into a bit of a fight, depending on how the other ones feel.
There's no pamphlet or anything like, hey, these areas are a no-go.
No,
And
I would
we
say
have a brunch on Tuesday.
I would say the things that you're inherently aware of is the lack of the missing piece of all of you, except for maybe the one in the sea. The one in the sea is a little bit weird, but the others, they are lacking what they used to be. So there's that sense of like once we were giants.
Oh, okay.
And now we are very much diminished.
I see.
So I would say the inherent things you know is like where things used to be, like the potential for where things could be. and the desire for people to ask for boons, to visit your shrines, to sacrifice, so that you can kind of grow in stature through the sacrifices and through the deals made through these sacrifices. Essentially, like with any religion, wow, that's gonna be. I'm gonna walk back on that statement.
The more people pray, the more power the gods have.
I would say sacrifice is the core of power. The willingness to sacrifice something feeds the belief, the power, the energy that makes you up now. So if you can, try and get some people to put down some shrines to you, because it's not something you can do yourself.
I'm gonna start a youth program.
Yeah,
That's where the converts are. You don't want to go to that hill with those weird Christian people. They just hang out here and drink blood.
well, those weird Christian people weren't weird Christian people.
No. I'm saying once I expand my territory, because I'm going to.
He's going south.
No. I'm going to the Edinburgh Festival, and then I'm gonna have like a thing there, and then I'm gonna go to Bloodstock, the festival there. That's definitely gonna be my territory.
You gotta make sure to like dress up super fancy, go to Coachella, take a couple of pictures.
Absolutely.
Post it on your Insta. Yeah.
I would avoid Burning Man, a little too hippie for your
Yeah, that's true. No, I mean Bloodstock hasn't started yet, but I'm gonna start it, and it's gonna be named after me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's coming up.
But yeah, just so for now, I would say a state of slumber, a state of like semi-consciousness. But we will revisit.
Is Harald like exhausted or tired? Because he's been through a lot. That's all I'm saying. Or is he like, no, I'm a demigod now. I'm chill. Or is it, I need rest?
So that's something that I would say currently you're kind of okay.
Okay.
If you manifest into either the stag or Harald form, like human form, etc.,
Yeah.
which you can do, if you get into a fight, you can still be cut, you can still be like dragged down, you don't have vital points, but the more you're injured, the more damage is done to your like corporeal body.
Yeah.
The more you need to go rest, regather your energy in that.
Got it.
But essentially, like, nah, you're fine at the moment, because...
Oh.
Okay. So, with that in mind, we will slide back over to Sven and to Leaf. Both of you, Leaf probably has a few more people. You know what? No, just judging on how things went, and the majority of the Vikings are kind of in two semicircles on the sides. Then you have a few Vikings behind you, Sven, mostly your group, and you have a few Vikings behind you, Leaf, mostly the ones who initially agreed with you when you were saying like, we need to leave, we should have left before, etc., etc.
Yeah.
There was a third party. There was a guy who spoke up and was just like, you don't speak for all of us. And there was like essentially like they weren't on either side, but it was just like they're in the middle, kind of like we're I
The
guess
wild
fighting
card.
for their
I'd say you've got a good 20-25 in the middle, and then like 5 to 10 on both of your like backs. Sven, you have obviously Aki as your corner man, essentially, rubbing your shoulders, like dabbing your forehead, being like, you got this, chief.
put a breathe rate strip on.
You can
salts just
you can do it. Rip his fucking head off. But Aki says, Sven, are you confident in this duel?
And I'm just kind of like, looking past Aki, like he's like right here, and I'm kind of past him. I'm like looking at, I'm just like eyeing down Leaf, just getting ready or whatever. And he says that to me, and then I just say like, if I die, get out of here. Do whatever you can. Don't stay here. It's death, no matter what. But I'm not going to die. Then I look up at him like, I'm gonna win.
Understood.
Okay. And then I kind of stand up, spit on the ground, and pull my axes out. And I just stand there and I wait. I'm like kind of weirdly like calm, not yelling. I'm not whatever, but I'm just like standing there waiting. You know, axes out, big breaths.
And one of the Vikings, Asger, who is one of the ones who agreed with you originally, Leaf, he's with you, and he's kind of like there, kind of like leaning over your shoulder from behind, like just giving you a few kind of like hype up and etc. And he says, you know, just keep moving, don't commit to a full knockdown fight. Like, keep him on his toes, try to drain his stamina, and try to always try to present him with situations where he has to make a decision. I've noticed in times of crunch, in times where a choice has to be made, he is very indecisive. He's not sure what to do immediately. Like, take advantage of that.
Oh, I'm going to anger him and use his anger against him. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
It's an interesting tactic, definitely. It's talking in a culture which has berserkers who literally feed their fight off anger. It's like, I'm gonna piss him off, so he just like berserks at me.
Well, it's not even berserk though, because it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's very much those type of people are like, I mean, it was like Herald, right? Like, it's that, like, he's a warrior, don't get me wrong, but he's also like, he's a little hot, like headed. I mean, coming from Leaf, I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's interesting that Leaf, who could be described as extremely hot-headed, has identified a weakness in Sven that happens to be the same weakness he has.
He's projecting.
Yeah,
a little bit.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's like the weakest thing about him is how hot-headed he is, and all the Vikings around Leaf are like,
God, I hate him for that. Ah!
It's so dumb and frustrating. Why can't he just be chill?
So mad.
You know,
Let's strangle him.
I bet he's that type of loser who'd like lose his shit and just kill someone because they didn't do what he wanted.
Like throw a knife in his neck or something.
Yeah. or like smack, or like pulp his head into a tree. Oh, what a loser.
I never said Leaf was self-aware. We're not like.
Oh yeah. No. It's perfect. So, one of the more neutral Vikings steps up and says, "We are here to witness a duel before the gods, and whoever wins will take control of this warband, of this raiding party, and will decide what we do next, and we will follow them. Leaf, Sven, are you ready?"
I nod.
And step up into position.
Can I step up?
Is there like a circle? How does this work? Is there like a circle, or is it just like a designated area?
The circle is essentially a circle of Vikings.
It's a circle of death.
And so they both step up. You have Sven, a bit taller, a bit more muscly, kind of dual axes, a lot less focused on defense. Probably more focused on like raw crushing power and offense. And you kind of like standing there with both axes like almost down touching the ground, like hands by your side, just kind of breathing in, breathing out, and just solely focus that mind being like drawn to a point, ready to face what is now your foe. Leaf, similar. You have an axe. You have a few knives in your belt, which are ready for, quick drawing and like, trying for a stab.
No, he's got two. He's got both. He's got two axes on his side, but it's two knives in his hands. He's doing
okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be like he's gonna go after him with the two like that are a little bit bigger than throwing knives, kind of thing. Yeah. So,
okay. You're standing there. You start to run through how you're going to approach, like what you'll do if he does this, if he goes to the side, how you'll react to his movements. And there is a pregnant pause of anticipation all around as the lack of noise of the general wildlife or anything accentuates that pause. And then the Viking to the side says, "Begin." So,
say as soon as he says, "Oh, go for it."
I was gonna say, for the purposes of the scene, I don't want to interrupt too often with rolls. So what we're going to do is you're going to choose what direction you want to go in, offensive, defensive, what roll you want to make. You're going to roll it, we're going to play it out, and then we're going to move on to another roll. So it's going to kind of be like roll scene, like that.
Got it.
Okay.
So
Leaf
I
is going to start
waiting.
Leaf's defensive to start, and
Ooh.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
in that case,
I guess yeah.
In that case, neither of you will be making will be choosing your role. In that case, I'm gonna have both of you either roll. Double check here. Most appropriate. I think the most appropriate thing here would either be intimidate or disguise. Essentially, to hide what you're doing, or to basically like prepare for a sudden movement, or intimidate to basically to intimidate the other person into attacking first. So it's basically about whether your presence is there or whether you're able to successfully like.
I'll roll intimidate, but I need to adjust my value because it's at a 15 right now.
Yeah, that's we haven't done intimidate or disguise, so feel free to adjust those to more appropriate levels.
What are we thinking? Like,
intimidate.
Intimidate's based off of what, like dex or int? It'd be int, right?
I would say
strength.
I'd say it would depend. I'd say we'll base intimidate off the current situation. I would say probably you know what? I'd say 50 and 55. So Leaf 50, and Sven 55. I think Sven just has that little bit of edge on the intimidation. Okay. If you want to use disguise, we can talk about what that might be, but I think you said you wanted to use intimidation too?
Yeah, I'm going to use intimidation also.
That makes sense. So,
all right.
Take a roll and then, kind of give us a...
God, that is the most on-brand roll I have seen. Oh my God.
Wow.
All right, let's see if I fucking tie that. How about that?
Wow.
Oh,
wow.
I fell away. But my god!
I love the idea of Leaf going, I'm gonna tear you to pieces! Or, I'm gonna tear you to pieces!
Okay.
Holy shit!
Seeing as you fumbled this,
Wow.
I'm gonna take this for a second, just purely because, yeah.
Go for it.
Go ahead, man.
So,
Go for it.
Leaf, you're kind of like spinning your knives a little bit. You're just, you're kind of like edging forward with your, you're edging forward with your, like, with your feet, like getting closer, like gauging his reactions. And Sven is mostly just standing there, you know, like, at this point, his eyes are closed, his axes are down to the ground, and he's just like feeling that rise, and you're like, you're a little unnerved by it, but you think he's just kind of playing, he's trying to like play mind games. So you keep shifting forward, and as you get closer and you're like, okay, I'm almost in reach, like I can lunge forward and just get a score on him, even if he like reacts, it's not going to be in time when I get this close. And then suddenly, like, blink and you miss it, like one of Sven's arms just comes arcing up in like a massive kind of swift movement, and it's like spray of blood as you're like from your rib cage all the way across up to your shoulder just gets opened up just close enough, not deep enough to do any like serious damage, but he just scores a really wicked raw wound across your chest as you jump back, and you essentially like kind of shake that off. And Sven, with his arms still in the air, with his axe like dripping with your blood, he like opens his eyes and like looks directly at you. And what I'll say is, for this next roll, you're going to have to do something. You can't, like, you're not going to be able to just sit back and try and intimidate or play mind games. Like, the mind game is won.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
Man,
I love the idea of a 100 on a fumble, because what it screams to me is Happy Gilmore. I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
Yeah.
That's
Oh
a
my
fumble.
Okay.
So,
I'm standing there. Who is it? Leaf that needs to act, or is it me that needs to act, or is it?
I would
somebody
say,
needs to act?
like, you, Sven, are still pretty much able to maintain what you're doing if you want. So you can wait for Leaf to act. Okay, I'd say at this point, Leaf, like, you can hold back and like you know, try something else. I would say you don't have much confidence in doing so, just purely because it didn't go well. And at this point, even the Vikings who are on your side just saw you took a massive L, so you need to like regain ground. Like, if it does turn into a draw, or if it does turn into a situation where it's a close match, you don't want to be the one who like got absolutely made a fool of, because that's going to swing the balance of power.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so Leaf backs up after the slash and is just like, and like has his blood on his hands. He licks his fingers, like licking his own blood, and he's like, "How come you have not used that trick before, Sven? The closed eyes attacking your enemies. I will have to learn that one." And with that, he's going to, like, you know, he puts both of his knives down. He's got a knife in each hand, and he just goes. He has that like grasp of where he was when he did that, and so he's like, okay, and he's gonna go in and just try to, you know, use his dexterity and just go in and like slash at him, slash at his chest, slash at wherever he's by or whatever. So
I want to flare very quickly, if I may, Sven.
Yeah.
So as you like stand back and you say that, Sven like flourishes his axe towards the floor again, and the blood from the axe just like creates like a little splat crescent circle around his feet. A distance away in the mountains, a slumbering god opens his eyes.
Oh fuck! Oh,
And
fuck!
so it sounds like Leaf, you're kind of going in for a harassing kind of like stibbity stab.
Yeah.
Skibbity toilet stab.
Yep.
So Sven, how are you gonna be responding to this? Like, are you going to also go on the offensive, or are you going to stay defensive?
The idea would be parry counter.
Parry counter?
Like, I want him to make the first move, to which I will react and then follow up. Like,
okay.
Parry counter or something like that, right? So depending on where he comes at me, he can say like how he tries, depends on how the rolls go, and then I can kind of, say how that plan pans out depending on how the rolls go.
So offensive for Leaf, defensive for Sven. Please pick your rolls and give them a roll.
Can I use dexterity?
I would say it'd probably be like melee or brawl. It's got to be some form of.
What?
So I went up to my melee being like, okay, that's the thing. All my points are in dexterity. Like dexterity is my thing. So like, is 60 enough for even my melee then at that point? I'm
that's
just trying
what
to make
mine
sure.
is.
I would say that's.
I know, but
yeah.
Being all dexterity, I'm trying to figure out where that dexterity it translates into something that makes my advantage, right? That's all I'm saying. So I'm just making sure. Okay, so I'll do melee then.
What?
Jesus Christ, dude.
What? And should I roll with there is a parry, so it would be parry and then counterattack. So should I just roll with like?
I would say parry would be the
Okay. All right, here we go. I got a 50 on this one, so come on. That's been
Jesus.
4 failures.
We were both off by 19.
You were
exactly.
You were both off by 19. So we'll start with Leaf, your attack. We'll move into how Sven deals with that and how he counters, etc. Run through a couple of exchanges. Essentially, there's like it is a draw. Nothing. If you want to make a couple of nicks on each other, fair play. But no one's getting an advantage here.
Okay, so Leaf's gonna go and he's gonna like duck like left, like he's gonna come in with his left knife, like he's got it out, and then he's gonna switch it up and go across right and try to like drag his knife like across Sven's chest. Like it's just like not trying to stab him, it's just like kind of across, just like he basically wants to get Sven bleeding like he is now to like even it up with like whatever. So
and then as soon as he goes for that swing, the idea is that see here, he's going like this across my chest, so that way, so there. The idea would be is to, as he comes up, he's gonna kind of like lean back and around the hip as it kind of goes this way, and he's gonna go and like elbow his arm like out like this, and then so he's gonna basically like back, and then Leaf is gonna be like facing him this way, and he's gonna go like kind of knock his arm this way and then swing around with his elbow and then fall with the blade that way. But obviously, according to the rules, I'm guessing it's probably more like he gets that first part, he knocks it away, and then he comes back, maybe hits him with his elbow, but not too hard, and then like stumbles away, and then he swings with the axes and miss.
Could I suggest a close miss with the knife that like very slightly slices the cheek or the pectorals? So like
absolutely.
So like Leaf
it was very clearly like I knocked it and it wasn't the intended thing, but he did get me.
So like you leave it a bit too late, and the knife just as you're dodging and like knocking it out the way, it just kind of clips across your cheek, like a little drop of blood like flies off, and as you come back, your elbow like catches him, not a solid blow, a glancing blow that knocks him away and back, but basically like you stagger back a bit with the blood on your cheek, he staggers back a bit by the force of your blow, and you're both facing each other again.
Cool.
And
I immediately fall back into that spot and then lunge forward.
Okay, offensive. Leaf?
I'm gonna dodge, use my dexterity, so.
And I basically got like, so I turned that way and I went out like this, kind of came backwards, and then immediately it's a kind of like a drag, it'll be like a dragon swipe kind of thing. Is what I'm going for. So I'll use melee on that one.
Okay, success by 1
point. Oh my god.
Okay.
The first success by 1 point. Jesus.
So, I see essentially a flurry of blows ending in a successful hit as Leaf is trying to dodge. So, play that out for me.
Gotcha. I'm just like, so I turn around, I spin like this, and I got my arms like this and one down, and then I just kind of turn my hands this way, and then I'm gonna go up and around, and then it's really just like, up and then down, like this, and I'll say like, you probably parry or like dodge through, because I'm telegraphing the shit out of the first one, right? Like you could see that one, dodging around it and stuff, and then it'll be the last one that I actually make contact with. If you want to pop in there for any sort of flurry of how you dodge.
Yeah. So I go backwards. He's swinging. I'm going at it. I'm stepping back, and he's
maybe like a backflip on the first one where you kind of like flip backwards as the two axes come up.
Vikings, not ninjas.
Yeah.
Hey, he's agile, man.
Yeah, I'm agile.
That is his.
So no, I'll jump backwards and like kind of like jump back, and then he stays on top of me real fast. And I'm just figuring. I'm watching him like just swing, and I'm dodging, and finally he gets one that like that last one where he goes real hard. It's faster than I expect, and I'm gonna say he's coming up, and he like actually slices my ear off. Like my ear just goes, wow,
yeah,
and just knocks my ear off, and like, I'm just like. Like, I'm just
it was going for like your chest, your neck. You managed to get almost out of the way, but that slice just like carries up the side of your face and just like ear goes flying.
Like you do the thing where you like dodge like this first, but like you needed to go full body back, but you went chest back, and then you did this, and it was just like you missed the chest, but came up and got the ear.
Yep.
Holy fuck.
Okay, So you're there, like, screaming, like, you kind of immediately, like, adrenaline, combat-fueled, back up, like, hand comes down, combat stance, Leaf is there, you know, to, like, small drip, like, going down from his neck onto his chest, not as wounded as you. I would say, Leaf, you can probably take the initiative here, but if you don't want to, I'm imagining Leaf is going to want to.
No, yeah, he's gonna be like, he's starting to get angry at this point. Like, I mean, he's already angry going into this, but he's gonna be like, I didn't need that ear anyways. I have another good one, and he's gonna just go and grab both his daggers and just lunge in like both daggers at the same time.
Okay. Sven. If you both want to go offensive, you can.
There, cut that off. Did that. He's gonna lunge it. No, Sven is gonna dodge because Sven's like, he's mad.
Yeah.
He's gonna act reckless. I know this is coming.
You're gonna like wait for a mistake to take advantage of, as opposed to
essentially like, I landed a blow. He's gonna want revenge. He did the first time I landed a blow. He's gonna do it again, and he did it. And so like so as soon as I got that hit, I just kind of step back and kind of have my axes like ready to go to kind of like any sort of sort of parry. So actually no, this will be a dodge. This will be a dodge. I'm not parrying both blades.
Yeah, okay. So that'll be a melee, probably, from you, Leaf, and dodge from you, Sven.
Woo!
Nice. Okay.
Got it.
So, this exchange will be a small advantage to Leaf. You could probably get a hit in even if you want. Nothing serious, nothing debilitating. You know, you're not going to be able to take an ear or anything. But I would say, as long as it makes sense to you as well, Sven, I'd say like Leaf comes out of this exchange like slightly on top.
Sure.
Okay. Seeing as you win, feel free to take us away.
So he's gonna lunge in, and he knows that those axes are just like, he's very good with them, but he's not like. It just takes a minute for him to get going. So he's gonna aim at one of his arms and just try to like slash the bicep. And not going like, so he's gonna be like, act like he's going for the main the chest, but then kind of and go for his arm, trying to like disable, like, you know, cut his bicep so he loses all his power. So he's gonna just run in and go, bah! And then go up and try to slash at his bicep.
So you have Leaf coming, seemingly like coming at your torso, at your kind of like neck head area.
So okay, so there, and then I'm kind of bringing the axes up to like kind of protect my midsection. Kind of,
Yeah.
I mean, literally kind of like doing like this kind of a thing, right? Kind of like lift and pull, but he's like going in and he pulls back at the last minute and redirects whichever knife, whatever. And so when I'm like this, my bicep is totally exposed, and I'm gonna say that he straight up just fucking lodges a knife into my bicep, but I crank it out of his hand. So I have the knife. It's still in my arm, but it's not in his. He doesn't own it anymore.
Do you mind if I somatic this for a second? Because I could just see this in my head. So like Leaf kind of crouches down low, and then like in a second like lunges forward. Sven, you kind of like get taken a little bit off guard, but you're ready to respond. So you kind of bring both of your axes up, you know, they're ready to kind of like sling like that. At the last second, like with kind of twitch muscle specificity, like Leaf stops, taking you off guard as like the block you had in mind just whistles through thin air, and then he goes forward again, and the knife just goes like directly into your muscle, like into your bicep. And then there's like a half second where you're both like face to face, and then you just clench down on your muscle, and it traps the blade in your muscle as you pull the blade away from his arm and jump backwards. And he's kind of like, he jumps backwards as well, expecting like a riposte or something along those lines. And there's like a second where you're both standing a few paces apart from each other, and you just reach over and like slowly slide the blade out of your bicep and drop it on the floor with like a kind of metallic like ding ding ding. And then you both take position again. I'm assuming Leaf, you're gonna draw another knife or an axe.
I'm gonna draw an axe.
Is the knife slightly bent now that it's been flexed on?
Yeah. I mean, it has to be kind of, right?
Yeah, like that, because that would make it better. Or just you flex and you hear a snaps.
And as a sidebar, guys, I really like that. Like both of you succeeded, but there was, you know, it's like succeeded, but you lost your knife. You know, kind of like you did a damage.
Yeah.
Like that was a very cool. Okay, so I would say we've got probably a couple more rounds left until someone gets a proper advantage. So. In this instance, I'm going to give the opportunity to Leaf, because he did win the last round. Like, if he wants to take initiative, Leaf, would you like to do something, or are you going to, like, let things play until Sven takes something?
So Leaf's gonna go and pull out his axe and put it, he's in his other hand, and he's going to be like, that was not bad, Sven. And be like, now it is your turn. And I'm gonna like be like, I'm gonna be a pulling Neo and be like, you know, do the, come on, bring it. Like you just want, and then I'm gonna let him charge me, or hopefully that's done enough to piss him off and he's gonna charge me now.
So Sven is just kind of like testing his arm, and like his arm still works. It fucking hurts, but it's still functional.
Oh yeah.
It's like kind of does that. And Leaf is talking, and Sven isn't even like registering what he's saying. Like, it's funny. Leaf is the one without an ear, but Sven's not listening. Sven's not fucking listening. And so Sven's got his axes. And he's gonna go directly in. He's gonna run in. He's going to go directly in, and he's going to be on the attack first. It's going to be just like a straight, like, you know, like 1-2. Like he's going in for a full direct on attack. No bullshit. Yep. It's just straight up like,
okay.
Yep.
Full, no tricks, no deceit, just full on frontal assault.
Yep. Everything that you are seeing reads, he is coming straight on. So. So it'll be a melee for me, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Okay. And you, what are you doing?
Dodge. I'm gonna dodge.
Okay.
Okay. All right, here we go. Oh, God!
That's a crit. That's a crit. And that's it. Okay.
Shit! Oh, that's bad.
So the guidelines I'm going to give is I would say something that would make a lot of sense here is that the attack is like leaves you open for a moment that Leaf can take advantage of. I think like stumbling on a pebble or like losing your footing and just like creating a moment of open like vulnerability would make a lot of sense. Aside from that, let's see what happens. Figure it out. Take it away. I think we all know the way this one's going, so
I'll let you know how I come in, and then I'll let you take it from there.
Okay.
So I just like run in, kind of like leaning forward and stuff, and I'm just going in for the attack, the first like swing and stuff, and I come over to the top, and then like you see like my, I mean, you said trip over a pebble, but like I roll my ankle, like I fucking like that, and I'm just shit. And I kind of do this, and I'm still swinging at you, but now I'm like fucking, I'm falling.
Okay, so Leaf is going to sidestep like out of the like he's kind of in this awkward, you know, thing, and because of that, you know, ankle roll, so he kind of like lunges a little more than he expected, but he gets back and he's going to take out he's going to have his axe that he has, and he's going to swing directly at Sven's hand. So he's like aiming at his fingers, his wrist, whatever, and just swinging down. So, and I don't know if you want, like, I would like to hit fingers or hit a hand, like maybe your wrist or something like that. I mean, depending on what you think.
No. You straight up cut my hand off.
Okay, then I could do that. Yeah. So that's, I was just trying to
straight up cut my fucking hand off.
Yeah, there you go. And yeah, just go down through the wrist and the hand just falls on the floor, and it's just kind of what Leaf wanted to do all along, was get him to lunge at him.
Ooh,
so
that roll was brutal.
Yeah.
Your roll was great. Absolutely, you chopped the fuck out of my hand and just ka-chunk. Ah! You know, like screaming.
Yeah.
Okay. And there is, I'd say again, there's a moment where you both kind of back off slightly, like get your stances ready. I'd say probably at this point Leaf is more ready to act immediately than Sven. But there's a moment where you face off against each other. The head's still in the game, like the pain is there, but it's for later. You're fighting, you're still trying to triumph. You haven't written yourself off yet. I'd say at this point Leaf has a definite advantage. So Leaf, I think this is going to be the final one. So Leaf.
So he sees Sven kind of like, you know, like just, you can see that he's lost his hand. He's like obviously like in agony, and he goes, okay, this is it. And he's going to go and going to directly go in again. He's going to do this time. He's been, you know, dodging and like going, but he's going to go and take his dagger is going to go for Sven's you know, like chest, and he's gonna swing he's gonna be going with his axe towards his other, like kind of to block him, and you know, he only has one axe now, so he's gonna basically be using it as a defense in case he tries to, like, you know.
Okay.
So that's what it's gonna be. So
and Sven, how are you going to be responding to this assault?
So I'm gonna immediately, like, as my hand is just fucked, I immediately I'm having my axe like starting up here now. It's just starting here.
Oh.
And my other arm is gonna be like this.
All right, you go.
And as so you're running at me, and what was it again that you're doing with you're trying to? What?
So he's basically, my axe is gonna be where your axe is.
Yeah,
it's
try to block with the axe and use the advantage of having two hands to stab with the knife.
Got it. Okay, so this is gonna be like a counterattack thing, but not as a response. This is gonna be at the same fucking time. When you get close to me, I'm gonna fucking throw my stump at you, like I'm gonna throw my fucking arm
like a blood splatter.
I'm gonna throw blood in your fucking eyes. I'm gonna throw blood in your eyes. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna go to one knee and I'm gonna go for your fucking legs. and try to like kind of like dip
Okay.
down and whoosh.
Let me just have a little look here.
I love it. I love it.
Pocket sand, the forbidden pocket sand.
God damn.
I mean,
So, I would say, in this instance, either dexterity or brawl makes sense for the blood splatter if you want to go with that.
Yep.
Because that seems to be the crux of the tactic, which I quite like.
I'm 100% rolling dex for that.
Yep, and Leaf, I think melee would probably make the most sense in this instance. Although I'd say if you want to go with parry as the optimal thing you're doing, you can also do that.
Would it be? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with melee because my parry's like 10 lower than that. So.
Okay.
All right. Oh shit!
Okay.
No. So wait, that was just the blood. Do I have?
So that we're taking that as the whole move essentially.
Okay. Okay.
So.
Oh, that's bad.
I'm going to take over here if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
So, Leaf, you come in low. You're moving faster. You're moving more confidently. The early damage you took is a memory of the past, as all you can remember is severing Sven's hand. And as you kind of go down low, you see Sven reacting, and he like brings his hand across. You realize he's trying to like splatter blood towards you, and you just, with the axe that you're going to use to parry his response, you like move the axe in front of your eyes. As you bring it around, so the blood splatters across.
Oh my god!
The blood splatters across your axe, and the hand keeps moving up so that you can block his axe blow. That's going to try and counter you. Sven, your arm comes across, trying to splatter the blood as time slows down, and you see Leaf's axe come up and entangle with the head of your axe, so that you have one hand like partially up in the air, the other one is to the other side, having splattered the blood, leaving this massive target as this knife is like flying towards your heart. And over away in the mountains.
This bitch ass.
Over away in the mountains, the god of blood senses a crack. Somewhere he can slip in. You are now properly awake, having tasted blood on the sand, blood on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel an opportunity to present a choice. Do you want to take that opportunity?
Yes, absolutely.
Sven, you see in slow motion this knife flying towards your heart, and then everything goes black, and you find yourself in a domain surrounded by skulls and a red moon.
God damn it!
How do you present yourself in this scape? Are you Harold? Are you Wolf Harold? Are you Antler?
I'm probably an amalgamation, honestly. So there's the wolf skull, but with the antlers as well.
Yeah.
But clearly like the size of Harold.
Yeah.
But maybe like furry arms and stuff like that.
Could we have the wolf skull like dripping blood down your face?
Oh,
and
absolutely. I'm the god of blood. Everything's bloody here.
It shifts your visage to like Eskil, your brother, and to like the more the grey blue like servant, etc. You find yourself looking up a little ways, part way up this mountain of skulls, as this entity who I would say you can recognize enough to recognize as at least partially Harold, is looking down upon you from its throne.
Yeah, and I just like yeah, like I see like bits of Harald, I see Eskil, I see the wolf, I see the thing, and I'm just like, I look out. Is my hand still gone?
Is his hand still gone?
As you bring it up, a hand shape floats there, like out of a blood mist.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but it's not
your hand back and forth. There's a little bit of a drag and delay, but you can see the hand kind of knitting together and rebuilding itself. It's not like instant or anything, because I'm not that powerful at the moment.
Yeah.
But it is. There is like it started at here, but now there's like you can see there's a bone coming up towards the thumb. And, but it'll be done in like 15. Come back in 15, 20 minutes, and you'll have it. You'll have
Here's what I made earlier.
Yeah.
Just, cook it at low for 20 minutes in the microwave. It'll be fine.
Exactly.
Like, it won't be the best hand, but it'll be fine.
It's a slow cooker hand.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It was supposed to be a right hand. Oh no.
I kind of like do that. And I look and I just go.
Just do left hands. I love that idea. Sorry, turning into SpongeBob.
I look up and I go. I had a feeling that someone would intervene. Is that you, Harald?
Once I was. Once I wasn't.
And Eskil?
Do I have any skulls around me? Because I'd love to have like a little pile at least, a few skulls.
I'd say if you have a few favorite skulls, you could have them like
definitely.
close
Eskil's
to
skull
hand,
is definitely,
or even like as ornaments around your chest.
Yeah.
So you could like pull one off your chest and be like, Eskil.
Yeah, no. I bend down and pick up one skull that is significantly larger than the other ones.
Yeah.
And then I lift it up.
Picks it up.
And I
before
toss
you
it to
even say anything, I just before you even do, you just pick it up and I go,
And I toss it to you. And I'd love your reaction to be to catch it with the hand that isn't there.
Ooh.
And
okay.
it just a skull that passes through with it now has a slight blood mist on it.
All right, I gotta get used to that.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Why am I here? I'm about to die elsewhere. What do you have? What is it now? What old gods and new gods have come to bid me a bargain? What is it now?
No new gods, only old gods.
What did they do to you, Harald?
We became me, and me became we.
You know you're not the first one to talk to me, right?
Which one?
The forest.
The hunt.
Yes.
Oh, that's so much. Oh, I don't want to ruin it.
Feel free.
Is he dead? Is he here because he's dead or dying?
So essentially, the crack that you found was he's about to die, and he knows it.
That's all I want.
That gives you an opportunity to slip into the crack there, make him an offer. In return for survival and possible advantage, etc.
Harald leans forward and he goes, "Would you like to die?"
Not on this godforsaken rock. Well, no, it's not godforsaken. On this god-filled rock, I would not.
I can help you. if you help me.
So many bargains.
I would prefer my bargain over whatever bargain you made before. Think of it this way. If you do not bargain with me, then the other bargain is worthless. You will be dead. And the other
What is
bargain
your
will
bargain?
mean nothing. I require some devotion. Sacrifices.
Could I, as Eskil Horned, currently your assistant, let's call it.
Yeah.
Could I suggest a possible?
This is Nigel. He handles my paperwork.
Hello, I'm Nigel. I do the paperwork and I do the yearly tax returns. I'm going to be able to write off your sacrifice and for mostly.
I'd love the idea of the assistant being Manuel from 40 Towers.
It's hamster.
Take him up to his room number 3.
Could I suggest a possible bargain you could present to him?
Sure.
Instead of asking him for devotion directly or a sacrifice, instruct him and give him the knowledge of how to make a shrine to you.
That's what was my first idea. And
promise once he gets out of here to dedicate a few shrines around his homeland, around Denmark and Norway to you.
Yeah.
Which will then give you domain in those areas once people are tempted to sacrifice to you.
Spread the good word, as it were.
Yes. Which would be a good deal for him as well, because it would give you a vested interest in seeing him out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you don't, I might unhand you.
Also, as a sidebar, I just saw in chat people saying, like, I would have a vested interest in worshipping someone who did my taxes for me. that one just caught me. That was good.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, no, if you do not bargain with me, your bargain with the hunt will be worthless because you will be dead.
So what is it that you want?
Devotion. Spread the word. Your hand is probably up to like the beginning of your fingers now.
Who even are you? How do I spread devotion to something I don't have a name for or any idea of what they stand for?
Oh, I don't know how to think. Can I do I have a small shrine in the cave where I am? That would make sense, right? If I have a shrine to myself.
Yeah.
It's not super complicated. It's like a stick with a couple of sticks on it and then a skull on each end of a stick.
It's so shrines to you are essentially a mound of dirt, very simplistic, with a bone, bowl, or skull that can be dripped blood into. Usually, the villagers around here at least would get a very raw animal or steak or whatever and squeeze into. However, human, etc. is also acceptable.
Yeah.
Or just a straight up Aztec style.
I need a new skull for my shrine. Get me one.
Yeah.
I point to the shrine, Harald, or the entity previously known as Harald, points to the shrine and explains the whole blood bowl and the dripping and the.
Got it. Okay. So I know how to do it. what are you offering me? Other than safe passage or whatever it is, what is it that you're going to do for me exactly?
You will live. You will have both of your hands. You will go home. And you will not die on this God-cursed plot of land. I give you
all I have to do
everything.
is set up shrines to you.
Many
That's
shrines. How old are you?
27.
That's a good number. 27 shrines.
Ooh.
And if you turn 28 before they are done, 28 shrines. They are not complicated. It will not take you long.
And Sven, I just get a quick, like, as I'm thinking and I'm really mulling this over. I say, I get like a flash of like what's actually happening right now. This frozen time moment of,
Yeah.
I'm literally like a knife that's like right here, you know? And the desperation kicks in. Like, I hate this. I don't know who you are. I don't know who the hunt is. I don't know who anyone is. I don't want to be here anymore. We shouldn't be here anymore. It's unfair that we're here. Our Jarl is dead. We should go home. And at this point, I don't care about any of those who aren't a part of my group. They're coming too.
How many are left?
You said there was 8. You said there was 8 others.
The
mercenaries?
For you, yeah.
Yeah. There's 8.
35 shrines.
Tell me, before I agree to this, what lies in the swamp? This might be a question for Sheepy, but
I think they're like outside the realm of us, right? So we have nothing to do with it.
No.
Is it? It's not my realm, though, right?
It's not your realm. But you know who's over there. Over in the swamp is the... Well... over in the swamp is the... call it the dead god. The god of the dead. Yeah.
Oh, the god of the dead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So when Sven asks the question, what's in the swamp, Harald just looks at him and says, death. The end of all things.
Makes sense.
Harald is leaning back with like a cup made out of a skull with blood in it.
Fine.
Your hand's done now, by the way.
It
It looks similar to, but not exactly like your previous hand. I was low on hands, right? I need to restock.
Like, Sven knows that he's just like the lowest of the low at this point, but no one will ever know why.
Yeah.
He knows he's a piece of shit bargaining for the lives of others and somebody who is totally right and will have no idea. But he's been given a chance and the desperation kicks in and Sven finally says, fine, I'll take your bargain. And I won't I'll make your damn shrines.
Harald stands up and walks over to Sven. Hold out your hand.
He holds out the new hand.
Of course he does. Already getting used to not having it. And Harald has a sharp piece of bone and pulls it across your palm. And it starts bleeding again. You just got a new one and already it's bleeding.
But it shows that it's like it's a hand. It's my hand and it fucking hurts.
But the blood doesn't flow down. It doesn't drip down. It rises up and it turns into a mist. And Harald breathes in the mist. Your blood is your bond. And then there is a sharp, warm feeling across your hand, and there's a black streak across it. That there isn't a wound; it's just a black streak where there used to be a wound, and you know instantly that that's gonna stay there forever.
It's a mark.
Yeah.
Okay. And the camera fades as the pact is...
Harald picks up Eskil's skull before he sits back down.
Yes, of course. And the camera fades as the bond, the deal is brokered and agreed. Simultaneously, as Leaf, as your dagger you see flying towards Sven's chest, it slows down, it goes grey, everything goes grey and muted, and you find yourself suddenly standing under a blue moon.
Oh my god, what?
Under a blue moon, with like these really green drapey trees all around you, you know, and like pools of water all around that are like misty and steamy, and out from the trees, out from this swamp like area. Is it this one? Yeah. You hear greetings.
And Leaf was just like, he's pure exhaustion. Like, what the fuck is going on now? Who are you?
I have brought you here because your opponent is making a deal to best you in combat.
The bastard that I defeated on my own is resorting to what?
He is going to make a deal. I thought it was only fair to offer you similar before you fall into my domain.
Have you been watching me since I got here?
I am the one who reached out to you. You have always been closest to me.
What is this deal you wish to offer me?
I offer you power and a stay of execution for a while, and maybe a higher place in my realm when you finally come to see me.
How high of a place in your realm are you offering me?
What are you willing to sacrifice to take place in my realm?
I've been fighting you and whatever else lives this land since I got here. And you want me to join your side now?
You sent your friend and lord to visit me. He sits now drowning in my bog.
That's what happens when you fuck around and get a bunch of us killed. I lost my cool. I mean, it is what it is. He wouldn't listen to me, so I killed him.
Do not mistake me. There is no judgment here. I am merely stating that it is not the first person you will have sent to me.
Well, if I were going to offer you, say, 7 or 8 mercenaries, would that be enough for you?
All of your companions and service to me for 5 years.
You don't want sacrifices now, though? You want us to serve you for 5 years?
Your companions will be sacrifices. They will also serve me.
Oof. God, these are brutal.
Leaf is real pissed off because it's like he's sitting there and he's like, no, would have had no idea, would not have fucking even thought about doing this. But him telling me that you're over there fucking making that deal is just like, and nobody would fucking listen to me. Fuck it. I'm in. You can have my companions. I will serve you for 5 years. As long as this fucking traitor doesn't get away after I beat him fairly in combat. This bastard should fucking rot in hell for all eternity for trying to get around deals after he was bested fair and square.
It is unfair, and the only justice that can be found is in death.
Yes, I agree. It is the only justice.
Then, do we have a deal?
Let me make sure. Is this enough that I get to finish this motherfucker off? Do I get to take him out of this equation after he betrayed me and my troops? I don't care about any of them anyways. They wouldn't listen to me. But do I get to take him out before this fucking deal occurs?
You will have the opportunity and the advantage. His ally is new and fairly weak. I
agree then.
I'm eternal.
I will serve you for 5 years, and you could have whoever you want.
And as you say that, one of the pools in front of you like turns this black, inky kind of like color, and you see like a head start to kind of like come out of it. Like the liquid almost acts like a covering. You know, it comes up with the body, and you can see like this kind of inky black substance all over this body as it like slowly comes out. It, aside from like a very vague like iron crown, it looks exactly like all of the other dead bodies that came out of the sea.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's this one. In that case, embrace me and accept your service. And it like holds open its arms.
And Leif will go up and fucking hug him.
Okay. Oh, we have just a second. That goes there, that goes there. I think.
Yeah, sorry, my
oh no,
just
we need
completely
to
crashed.
run the other way. It's all right. There we go.
Well, that's happening.
Okay.
How fucking far we have fallen. My God, not just one of us, but all three of us. Holy shit.
You say that, but I've ascended into fucking godhood. You're just a lackey, so I don't know
I
about.
mean,
I
when
don't
we
know about
started
this
off,
whole
we're like,
falling thing.
we're probably gonna have to fucking fight or deal with some Eldritch nightmares. No, now we're just like fucking buddy with them, whether become one or fucking, follow them.
What's wrong with joining the winning team? Hmm?
And the interesting thing as well is, like, they're not powerful enough to not care about your service. So they're just weak enough to need you, which means they're not just going to be like, fuck it, kill everyone, whatever. They're going to be like, no, let's try our best to get people worship it, working for us, doing our bidding, etc. So, yeah. We'll talk a little bit about, like, what occurred here just now, but for now, God, like, so far I've been perfectly fine with all of the music choices, and now I'm like, how do I go back into this scene? What music do I use for this? Okay.
Good luck.
Yeah, okay. Not quite. This one? Yeah, there we go. So, both of you come back to conscience. You come back to your state, and at the same time, your hand, it feels like it's in a vice, Leaf, as you see that Sven has grabbed your hand with the hand that you cut off. And is just holding you there. At the same time, you realize that there is no sun left above you. It is dark, and there is a small shafts of blue light coming out through this heavily overcast suddenly day, as rain looks like it's slowly starting to fall. There is a moment where everything is still, and then everyone aside from Sven's group collapses to the floor.
Oh shit, what?
With a thunderclap accompanying it.
I see it has begun. You thought
just like, what is that, like so I have axe up here, and then I'm holding your hand like this, right?
Yeah, so you both have your axes clashed against each other in the air, and then you're holding, like, just before your chest, you're holding his knife hand.
Gotcha. We're just like locking eyes, like.
You thought that me beating you in this battle was enough for you to make a deal?
Apparently it was enough for you to make a deal too.
I wasn't going to let you get the better of me. I didn't need this deal before yours. I made this deal because of yours. I've been right all along. No one would listen to me. We needed to leave. And now everyone descends into the madness of all of this. And it will not be enough to save you or your friends. You will all die.
And as you say die, the rain just, like, the heavens open up and the rain just pours down, hitting everyone and everything, starting to wash away some of the blood that was on the ground, and also washes away the bodies. And when I say washes away, I mean their skin starts to, like, slough off.
What the fuck?
Revealing a, like, desiccated mummy-like visage on all of the Vikings. who very slowly, as you're kind of struggling a little bit against each other, very slowly start to stand up, like there's like the clink of armor and weapons as these desiccated corpses of former Vikings who were moments ago just alive start to stand up and their heads turn towards you. I will say, as you are almost face to face with Leaf, you almost think you can see on your periphery, like just on the top of his head, like this very dull, luminescent, like iron crown type thing, like almost translucent.
And then you say, what was the last you said? Something about like you'll all die.
You're all gonna die, yeah, something like that.
Die,
yeah, something. Yeah.
I'm holding your hand like this, and you've got the axe this way, and I said, well, then we'll go together. And I let go of this axe. And I let go and allow you to do whatever you're gonna do with it, and reach down, pull the fucking ceremonial dagger that I pulled at the very beginning of the show, and go straight for your fucking chin.
Okay.
And it's gonna be like, just go and just stop it. He doesn't care. This is like he's not worried about anything besides finishing off Sven at this point. Like he's got the Draugrs or whatever, Droungers appearing around.
Yeah.
Droungers appearing around. So he's not worried about any of the other Vikings. So he is just drops the axe and just, or whatever he needs to drop, and just to grab that other hand. He's making sure he doesn't get to like, you know, that like plunge that dagger into him. He's like giving up everything, and he's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not
okay.
Today's not the day.
Okay. Question.
Yeah.
Sven, are you happy to take the axe hit if it means getting that dagger up into his throat? Leaf, are you happy to get the knife in as long as you get the axe hit? Are you happy to get the axe hit as long as you get the knife in? Sorry, the other way around. Are you happy to take the knife hit as long as you get the axe hit in?
Leaf doesn't want to accept, like, he doesn't want to accept the fucking losing to him because of he defeated him, and he's
so you'd get the knife in the in the chin and the throat, but you would get the axe hit into him. They would both be death blows.
Okay, then fine, yeah, then I'll take it.
Okay, we happy?
Yes, we're happy.
Okay. In that case,
I'm not happy.
you've been washed away, I'm afraid, brother.
God damn it! Did I at least get a receipt?
In that case, the axe flies down, and like a spurt of blood comes out of your mouth, Sven, as it like lodges into your shoulder and like cleaves partway down into your body. You feel that like drain of strength as you take a mortal wound. At the same time, Leaf, you feel the knife, this ceremonial dagger, like shunting up into your throat, and like the spout of blood come out as you feel the strength and life drain from you. The scene for both of you starts to swim and starts to fade as darkness comes towards both of you. Sven, as you are looking on at Leaf, you see the rain start to peel away his visage as he starts to desiccate, and I will say there is.
I have an idea.
Okay.
And you can axe this. I know you're not supposed to know, but anybody, but go ahead if this is not what we're thinking here.
Absolutely.
I would like to essentially, mentally, verbally, as best I can, offer Leaf as a sacrifice to the dead god. He's already in service to him, but I'm gonna try. And that's why I asked Harald who lives in the swamp, because all three of these actions, safe passage to the forest, Harald steal, and potentially offering this death to the dead god, are not mutually exclusive. So I try.
But I already have that connection with the dead
and that's
god,
what I'm saying.
right? Yeah.
I'm gonna try. I don't know if it's gonna work, but that's the idea.
Okay.
I'm in this deep.
So, I mean, I
so
think Leaf
to highlight what's happening here, Leaf, you're dying. You have pledged your service to the god of the dead, which means, currently speaking, you're dying, but you're undead. Like, you have more, like, your companions, they just died. They were sacrificed. They were claimed by the god of the dead and turned into Drowngar. You are not a Drowngar. You are essentially similar to Harold. Like, you maintain your consciousness, but you are no longer alive. You are essentially pledged in service to the god of the dead for the next 5 years.
Yep.
And I will say, as the scene unfolds, the remainder of Sven's group are set upon by you and your Drowngar. Maybe a couple managed to run away, but essentially they are quickly run down, run through, killed, die.
Oh, fuck.
The difference with you there leading the Drowngar is very apparent. They have speed, they have ferocity, they have their almost like their abilities as a Viking remain with them. So
I know that's not my team, but fuck, that's cool.
At the same time, Harold, Blood God, you find yourself invited to the swamp for essentially, you feel pull from the swamp to come and visit, to come for a conversation.
Into the swamp or to the edge of the swamp?
Into the swamp. It is an invitation into his realm.
When you say invitation, is it really? Can he say no? Is the question.
It would be the equivalent of like receiving a summons, for court or something. It's like, you don't have to do it technically, but you know that there will be problems if you don't.
Yeah, I'll probably go. I'll float over there on a wisp of blood cloud.
I would say also you probably take not Eskil with you.
Mm-hmm.
So you step out. And
I will call him A-skill because A is Swedish for like a negation, so it works perfectly.
Okay, A-skill. You step out and you hear, "Greetings, brother. I believe this is our first proper meeting of you in this incarnation.
But not the first, really.
But not the first, really. I thought I would extend an invitation given that I overrode one of your deals. I apologize, but the older brother always takes precedence. And I had a desire I wanted to be met.
Such is life. And death.
And death. I liked your idea of spreading our shrines across their land. I believe this will not be the last time we see these peoples come here. I think we should gather our brothers and sister and talk about the next time we have a similar opportunity.
This one had kinsmen. They will come.
They will come, and we will spread. And probably without a word, you leave, and you have essentially, over the next little bit of time, you, your brothers, and your sister start to plan for the next
I like
time.
that this is the catalyst for a sudden spur of cooperation. Like, okay, we know we've been fighting over this little shitty plot of land where we are now. There's apparently a bigger place out there. Let's go get that, and then we can fight over the big bit. Okay, cool. Everyone on board? Yep, cool.
Somebody came to the door at the absolute worst time.
Just to run through what you may have missed.
We had some very cool lines, and just let's saying them again. It will. The coolness is gonna.
Okay. Also, just watch the VOD, right?
Oh, it's essentially Harold, Blood God, went to meet Dead God, and they were like, Dead God was like, "Hey, just introducing myself. I know you're new. Sorry to steal your nibbles, but I had something I wanted to do, and I'm older than you, so I take precedence." And then it's like, but I enjoyed your idea of like branching out, like synergizing. So let's try that next time some more Vikings turn around.
Corporate meeting. Okay.
We're gonna franchise the.
But Google, I highly encourage you to go back and watch the VOD for that, because we had some cool one-liners, and both me and Shippy. So go back.
Where can
and
I find that? Would that be on the YouTube channel for Wandering In?
Yeah. Or the wanderinginnet. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And could I support this channel like on a subscription service or something?
Oh yeah, there's
Patreon?
there's a Patreon to it. If you want more shows, there's a Patreon. Yeah.
So this is the part where it comes up, a little banner says advertisement running.
Yes.
So it's an intermission. Please hold. So we have a scene of a lone mummified figure walking out through the forest later. Darkness and the blue moon shining down as he walks into the bog, as a black inky figure rises from one of the pools. He kneels, pulls off an iridescent iron crown, and places it on top of the head of the inky figure. Finally, in the middle of the village, the dead bodies of Sven and his band, and a few others, the villagers and a few of the Vikings, lay there as the clouds part, as rays of light start to peek through the parting clouds. The camera fades as it pans up from the dead bodies to the sky, and we see figures with wings start to descend. And we will end there.
I made it to Valhalla. Let's fucking go. What?
You died in battle, brother.
Sven fucking wins.
I don't want to rain on your parade. There's a 50-50 chance that you go to the fields rather than Valhalla. The fields are working. The Valhalla is feasting. Sorry, I don't want to rain.
I mean, you know. That's, but yeah.
Amazing. Was not expecting that shit.
Yeah, so I want to give a little bit of backstory, which is the conversation me and Rod had, which is hilarious now in retrospect, where I said, hey, because we're about to hit it where Sven's like, I'm back with a vengeance, I'm gonna kill you. So I was like, hey, like, would you like to play out an offer for yourself? Because the God of the Dead's been after you since the beginning.
Yeah.
I was like, would you like to go down swinging or injured? Because, like, obviously Sven's coming back with the power of the blood god. And Rod was like, no offers. I don't think it makes sense for Leaf. I'm like, it's like, so go down swinging or injured. I was like, well, you can reject it, but you can still play out the scene, like, play out the offer. He's like, yeah, all right, then let's play out the offer. And then we get into the scene. He's like, you fucker, let's do it.
Well, because...
You son of a bitch, me. I'm in.
We got me, and he got what Leaf, he knew what Leaf would do when he fucking told him that you were making the deal with Sven. And it was just another fuck you, Leaf. And he's like, fine, fuck everyone. You can all die and drown. It was just like, yep. That was like, because I assumed you wouldn't tell me that. And as soon as he said that, I'm like, oh, fuck this.
I mean, I'd already made references to the fact that these gods know what each other is doing to some degree. Yeah. So he, like, the God of the Dead knew what was happening, and also knew that if he's like, hey, your opponent's kind of cheating, like, you know, he's juicing.
I was gonna say, hey, your opponent's taking some vitamin S. Would you like some too?
Yeah. So yeah. It was close. Like, the thing is there is another god, which we didn't get into for this like story.
Sea?
So the sea, kind of, yes. Allusions to Cthulhu, but not Cthulhu. Like, that is the one that the dagger's for. So.
Oh shit! Oh fuck! Okay. So wait, so now I want to know: is that god like related or like involved in the others, or were they just like, what the fuck was that?
So
what's all this ruckus?
that god out there. The reason why they don't have much to do with him, with her, that's the sister. And that sister, I would say, is closest to Jormungandr. Like vibes of Ragnarok and the apocalypse, and a big giant snake that encompasses the whole world.
Oops.
So she's the scary one. She's kind of like the equivalent of like Zeus, like the head of the pantheon. But obviously, because of the weird apocalyptic-y vibes and everything, like, they don't really associate with her that much.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying that was for her and like why that didn't do anything.
I mean, it still killed Leaf. It just it didn't purge Leaf or anything.
Yeah. So if I didn't stab you, would he have turned into this, what he became, or would he just have been Leaf and then everybody else would have been dead and he would have served him for 5 years?
Yeah, he would have been a bit like lichy, but essentially still alive and still
interesting.
You know, he would have served for 5 years and then been given an offer to serve permanently. You know.
Huh. Okay. So we did kill each other. That's interesting. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. That is the wildest fucking ending. That was just like fucking left field after left field after left field. That was awesome.
I was so close to, like, I was in two minds about whether the huntress would come back the hunter would come back to you and offer a place as like a last minute ditch attempt to save your life. At that point, I was like, nah, the Valkyries are gonna claim him. Like, he died in battle. He went out how he wanted. Like, the scene doesn't feel like it would be offered or make as much sense here.
God damn. And Harald is just happy being the fucking...
Harald doesn't
God of
exist
blood.
anymore.
There's remnants, but yeah.
Yeah,
The
Harald's a
artist
part
formerly
of the
known as
collective.
Harald.
So before we go into everything else, I just want to like throw it out there. Like, you guys enjoy yourselves? The Vikings,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
the Cthulhu vibes, and
That was fucking great.
dead gods
I
and
know
whatnot.
I know that we knew going into this that it was gonna be Eldritch Cthulhu-y stuff plus Vikings, which was already a cool concept, but was not thinking that it was gonna go this route. I thought it was gonna be like the raid and pillage kind of thing, and then we have to fight like some weird tentacle monster things or something like that, and it was like, what the fuck, we gotta get out of here. But it became so much more when it was just like, how about a deal?
Well, so I thought it was gonna go that way too, kind of like a little bit Imposter Among Us vibes of like who's possessed by the spirit that's like bringing out the Beserkr, etc. Like that's where it was going. But then two choices basically changed that, which was, and a couple of dice rolls changed it, which was Harold's dice rolls and choices, and Leaf's choice to kill the Jarl. Yeah. Because the Jarl...
I don't think he chose to kill the Jarl.
Well,
he just kind of killed the Jarl.
Like the choice to get angry and go at the Jarl, and then the dice roll to see how heavily he like lent into that.
That was when I rolled a 1.
Yeah. You fucked him
Smash
up.
his face in. My God.
So yeah, essentially, like the way it was gonna go was like creepy, dark, like people going insane and being kind of like turned into, with like some dead rising and being hunted by the monsters. These gods and the servants of the gods. And then as things went, like it just like the interest of the gods got peaked because you kept making deals, and they're like, oh, okay, we have shit we can do here. So it shifted into this kind of like,
hey, everybody wake up, there's people.
Like the gods themselves aren't evil, they're just entities that are trying to like live out their existence essentially. And
I thought you were gonna say bored there for a second.
I mean there's an essence
Probably
of being
also.
bored. Yeah. And with you guys like decimating the village, it's like, oh well, there's a the hunter is like, there's a possibility to gain a follower, to make some deals, get some sacrifices, and then the blood god obviously is like, spread some shrines, that would be cool. And then the god of the dead is just like, rah, rah, dead people, yay, I need a servant, everyone else has servants, I don't have one, grumble.
I'm not up with the times, I gotta get to it.
I've got to make my TikTok account and start posting.
Gotta make sure I get my username before somebody swoops
I like
it
the
up.
idea that at least now he has...
God of the Dead was taken. That's it. It's his TikTok account. God of the Dead was taken.
Oh my God. Damn it.
Real.
It's being an early adopter.
The real God of the Dead.
Yeah, the real God of the Dead. Yeah. Hades is out there like, bro. But yeah, it essentially like, it very much surprised me where this went, which is one of the benefits and the fun of like, doing more dice rolls and leaning into them, which I do also enjoy. Although obviously there were points where we kind of played it out more narratively, and kind of off like what the characters wanted to do as well. So
the PvP was fucking fun as shit because it was like the few successes defined everything, right? Started out with that 100, which was crazy, but then it ended up being that you flipped it at the end there, which was fucking so good.
Yeah. And I did say I had a little spanner wrench to throw into the whole proceedings, which was Harold getting woken up by the blood and being like, "Ooh, people are fighting. I can offer a deal and strength."
I smell yum-yums.
I was wondering how you were going to get him involved, so that was perfect.
That was something I've had planned since you guys decided to duel last week. I was like, oh, okay, so Harold's going to get into the mix here. That makes sense. But yeah.
I think I think it was just embracing like the hopelessness that we've like. As soon as the boats got burned, everyone was just like, "This is hopeless and fuck everything and just whatever." And yeah, so yeah.
Sorry, just going back into.
It was a lot of fun.
Into the outro song.
I have made no bones about me not liking the system, but the setting I always loved.
Yeah.
And
honestly,
well.
the system was just such a suggestion. Like,
hello and welcome to
like
Sheepy Shows.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like, we could have just rolled like D20s, counter rolled them for no other stat. Like, that's what them the whole time. And
that's what I'm saying, though. The reason I even when Sheepy asked me about this, I'm like, Call of Cthulhu. But then my mind goes, yeah, but it's Sheepy. He's not gonna care. One rat's ass about the system. I'm like, that's true. Okay, I'll play.
I mean,
I'm glad I did, because otherwise,
I had a lot of fun like running it in a. As we play, you decide like what your skills and stats are based on like how your character's been progressing and stuff.
Yeah.
It like obviously it's less important when the actual outcome isn't super important to the players, to the cast. It's like, I don't mind if I win, I just want it to be representative of my character and so forth. So obviously if you're playing in like a more competitive kind of like private game, it may not work like that, so I don't necessarily recommend it.
With people who have no sense of humor.
Yes.
Yeah. There was a couple times where me and Rod definitely were like just bumping up against that like, well, but thing where we had to like consider like tossing the points away for like you don't want to give too much because you don't want them to take advantage and vice versa. So it's definitely that tension there, but I think we kept it pretty close, pretty honest the whole time.
And, I mean,
which I enjoyed.
That's highlighted when you both succeeded and you did the stab, but the take the knife away, like that was such a cool scene.
Pretty proud of that one.
It was just like not wanting to go too far. That's why I was like, I don't know if I want to chop your fingers off or chop your hand off, because
I was like, take the fucking hand.
I
was like, it's fucking awesome.
I can grow a new one.
God, I so wish that fucking blood splatter hit. That would have been so fucking. Yours was cool. Your deflection was fucking awesome. Where it's you have the axe and which that means like the axe would have covered part of your face, which means that you would have had.
You'd had like a blood splatter around.
Blood splatter around your eyes, in the shape, ideally in the shape of an axe. Like, it's fucking crazy, like it's super cool. But man, I would have loved to just like done that, and then because man, talk about fucking awakening the blood god. Like, he's actually using his blood to kill someone.
Yeah.
It's that old like gladiator sand trick, and that's why that was so fucking cool, man. It was just like, fuck, that's a great idea, and it was so cool you came up with it. Yeah.
The bees have the harmonicas.
What?
Have none of you seen the pocket sand meme with the bees and the harmonicas?
No.
I'll show it to you.
Okay. I know Dale Gribble and his pocket sand. That's about it.
It's based off that, but it's
Okay.
God, I thought everyone knew that. So, damn.
No.
So,
cool.
It's gone crazy, chat.
I'm going to run the super chats very quickly, and then we'll do some outros, and then we'll head off. We actually ended almost on time. I didn't think we'd run for quite that long, but the way things played out, it did.
No extra episodes or anything.
No. Pavel Kolesor. I'm gonna fuck that name up. Pav. By the way, if 2 shows per week happen, would the other show also be the sheepy style show? So to answer you that question, kind of. I am in the process of ramping up to record Dragon Riders season 3. New cast, new characters. About a couple of years after the ending of season 2. So there will be shows like that are going to be recorded where I will be GMing, but we also have 2 or 3 other shows where Is that a dog fart?
Sorry, my dog is down here because she was barking and she just fucking destroyed this room and I can't leave.
I saw your face. I saw your face and I was like, that's a dog.
Charlie, what the fuck, dude?
I saw your face and I was like, that's a dog fart face. I've made that face.
She's pissed. She's got to stay down here, and now she's fucking getting back at me.
Revenge, sweet revenge.
So, to answer the question, yes, there will be some sheepy style shows. However, one of the things I want to do is I want to run recorded shows on the second slot with new GMs, like either short or even long term, like longer campaigns where other people GM. I have no interest in making people GM like me. I want that variety of like different styles of play, like different styles of show. Obviously, I have my own preferences, but I don't have my own preferences for the channel, just for what I do. And I do my best to try and change things up. Like, I did a lot more rolling this time, I feel. That's growth.
It was great.
Yeah. So, to answer the question, some of them, yes, but not all of them. And I want a lot more guest GMs in. So... as a sidebar, if any of you have ideas for a show for like a few episodes or a longer thing, feel free to let me know because I'm always looking to get GMs in.
I have so many ideas.
you and me both, brother.
The main one I have in my head now is a Blades campaign.
Playing a campaign of that right now, and it's fucking great.
Oh, I never get to play.
You're talking about Blades in the Dark?
Yeah.
I have an idea for Blades in the Dark.
I have the special edition right over there in my bookshelf.
Really good.
Next up is Damned Man. Not Inquisitor Damned Man anymore because we're not doing 40k currently. My money is on the Insane one. I don't know which one you mean, to be honest.
I don't either.
Yeah. Could have been any of them.
Like, is that Leaf? Is that no? Wait, I don't know who it is anymore.
I think it's like Pinky and the Brain, right?
Yeah.
One is a genius, the other's insane.
Yeah.
But the one who's insane is the one trying to do the same thing every night, expecting a different result. So the genius is actually Pinky.
I'll say to you, stop thinking so hard. This is hurting my head.
And finally, another super chat from Damned Man. Maybe death would have been a better choice. Well, we can ask Sven, maybe if we do a season.
I got a 50-50 chance of being in a fucking great place right now. Yeah. That's better than being.
I want to point out the fields are still way better than being dead.
If we do a season 2 of this, I don't know. Like I don't think there's a.
What would that be exactly?
I think it would be following the like lore and. Following the gods and seeing what they do next and who they
season 2 Berserk. Like, this time they're back for blood.
Oh, seeing like who expands.
There's one survivor that got back and starts to spread.
Yeah. I'm thinking like expanding on the lore of the dead gods and seeing like the people they encounter next and how they go with it.
Yeah.
That would be my thought.
What if we played the god?
Yeah. That's my thought.
Interesting.
Well, I'm not gonna pay a lowly human.
I've had a taste for godhood.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Well, just TTRPG just ruined for you forever now.
Yeah. What do you mean?
I will only
elf?
play as a god.
What do you mean, elf?
You know,
fucking god.
You know what? There's a couple of people I think could play a very interesting snake goddess, apocalyptical. So it'd be interesting. But I have no actual plans to do that. I'm just thinking off the top of my head because I kind of enjoyed the setting for these gods and everything. I'm interested in kind of like digging into it and expanding it. So possibly. With that said, seeing as we can end before time as opposed to a little bit after on time, how about we hit the outros and head off for the night? With the reminder, everyone, that we will be... Actually, I'll do it on my outro. I'll let you guys do yours first. So let's start off with the one who got the best deal out of all of this. I'm not sure who it is, so you guys decide. It could be any of you, arguably.
Isn't that LZT? I think that's LZT.
Is it the guy who ascended to godhood, the guy who went to Valhalla, or the guy who can't die for 5 years?
I mean,
so we're all doing our outro at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Everyone was equally fucked.
LZT, you go first.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm LZT. You can find me on twitch.tv/LimaZuluTango and everyone else at LimaZuluTango. This was a lot of fun. I had a blast with this show. It's I was a little apprehensive to start off, which is why I didn't sign up initially. And then Sheepy was like, please, I'll give you anything you want. And then I was like, okay.
Can I be a god?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh,
I
fuck.
literally
It was
got
fucking
godhood
arranged
out of it,
from
so
the
it's
start.
pretty good deal. So yeah, I had a lot of fun, and I got to play with Rod, which is cool because I've known Rod for years, but we never get to play. And I got to play with Goober, which is also cool. I mean, not as cool.
Not as cool, but kind of cool. Yeah.
Listen, that kind of
stuff. But yeah, you can find me everywhere at LimaZuluTango. I will now present myself as a full-time streamer because as of 2 weeks from now, I will be. So yeah, you can find me everywhere. I play games and do leatherworking and stuff. And I'm gonna hot potato over to Goober.
Ooh.
Not me. Just going over to your channel to make sure I'm following you. Yep, there we go. I'm Goober515. I'm a variety caster, and I am streaming on Twitch. I am a full-time streamer. Have been for like almost, actually, in a few days. On the 1st will be my 8-year partner anniversary. Woo. So in November I will have been streaming for 10 years. So I'm fucking ancient. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed what I got, you can come over to my Twitch channel, Goobers515. Tonight, Mondays are RNG, a news show. And by news show, I mean our tagline is we give you some of the news some of the time, because it's just a fucking meme fest. It's great. And then tomorrow, if you see this before Tuesday, the 21st, I'm going to be finishing up Lies of P for the first time. And it's going to be great. And then Wednesday, the 22nd, will be the recap for that. And it's a very special, essentially I do a spoiler-free run every time I do a Souls game. And then all of the people that want to talk about spoilers make a PowerPoint presentation. And there's a stream after the final boss of the game I'm playing where here's why you're stupid. Here's why you suck. And then they give me like 100 memes and we all look through them together and I get to get caught up. It's really good. It's one of the best things we do. So if you can be there, I would highly suggest it. But yeah, aside from that, I'm playing all sorts of stuff. And the next big gameplay we've got coming up, which will be in probably about a month, is Metal Gear Solid 2 for the first time.
Sons of Libertar.
Never played it.
Wonderful game. I might be diving into Snake Eater at some point in the near future because I've never played Snake Eater, which I know a lot of people think is the best one. So
Snake Eater is good.
So yeah, that's me, Goobers515. Thank you so much for letting me be here, Cheapy. And this was a fucking blast. This was ridiculous. This was absolutely not what I thought it was going to turn into. Hell, it didn't even start out that way because Kat messaged me and Kat was just like, we need somebody else and I'm not going to be there and I need a last minute person. I'm just like, okay, stop yelling, but sure, fine. And then I join in and Kat wasn't able to make it at all. So I was like, all right, well, fuck, I'm here now. I'm Kat. Hi.
So out of the people who signed up for this, the people who signed up for this, Rod's still here.
Yeah.
Everyone else got forcefully recruited.
And honestly, I'm glad that I ended up here. This was a fucking blast for my second show for Wandering In. This was great. So thank you again for having me. And this was a great to play with you guys. Hopefully we're on a show or do something together later on. But yeah, that's me. Rod, your turn.
Hot potato.
I'm Rod. I send shit into space in real life, but I stream over at Twitch at Rod_Johnson. I've been playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor, so I've been going through that and playing on Grandmaster, so it's a nightmare. I've been dying a lot. Let's see. I have a book. You could buy on Amazon. It's called The Death and Rebirth of a Human Heart. It's a book of poetry, so you could buy that if you would like. And yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, check out my podcast with Continue and my buddy Brian, and we do called Murder Moose. So we go over horror movies. This week we're talking about Ready or Not. If you've ever seen Ready or Not. So yeah, we're doing that. So that's all my stuff. And go sign up for Sheepy's Patreon so he could have 2 fully funded shows because his cast needs diapers and toilet seats.
Apparently. And I myself am Sheepdog. I run the Wandering Inn, Patreon, website. If you want shows or if you want to support shows, Patreon, etc. You can also drop super chats during the live shows. Or if you want, technically speaking, during the during premieres of like video and etc. But essentially, if you want to ask a question and have it read out on the live stream, etc., you can drop a super chat. We read it at the end. I am planning on setting up something along the lines of like a Ko-fi or something, because some people just want to do individual donations now and then to help out. But for now, if you are wanting to help out and you're happy with like that kind of like monthly vibe, Patreon's the best way to go. You can pledge for as little as you want. I believe the lowest is like $3.50 or something, which is less than a Twitch subscription, but still I get more from it than I would from a Twitch subscription. No shade to Twitch, except for shade to Twitch, because fuck you, Twitch. I don't stream on there, so that's fine for me to say. Not that I have any more love for YouTube, but they won't, but they won't notice me either, so it's fine. With all of that said, thank you for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. We're going to head off for the night, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks with Overgrown, a new cast, a new story. Thank you for watching, and thank you to the cast for going along with my insanity as always. See you next time. See you soon.
Bye.
She stands just like before, but she doesn't look the same. The fear in her eyes, I've seen it before, and she can't recall my name. No, she can't recall my name. And so I sing to her as I fall. Shimmer